In a world where extreme competition exists everywhere, what does it take to have success in your career and in life? Join me, Nirvana Chaudhary, as I sit down with some of the most successful individuals to discover the secrets to their success, what continues to drive them, and to hear a few exclusive stories in the process. What drives them and their success code, their mantra for making it bigger. Hello everyone, this is Nirvana Chaudhary back again with my podcast Making It Bigger. As always, I have some tremendous individuals who are just making an amazing impact in their world, entrepreneurs, people from various fields. Today, I have with me my dear friend, Mr. Hemraj Dhakal, Managing Director of IME Group, someone who's been an integral part in the transformation of how remittance and financial services work. Starting out with the remittance company, today IME Group can boast as being one of the most leading financial services group. Apart from his entrepreneurial traits and journey, Hemraj is a wonderful human being. He's got a tremendous spiritual side of it. So Hemraj, thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you, Nirvan, for having me here. Also, thank you very much. It's my honor and privilege to share my experience in your show.
Thank you so much, Hemraj. So, the first question that I always ask everyone, you've been tremendously successful, not only as an entrepreneur, but I think as an individual. I've had the honor of spending time with you and really listening to some of the turning points in your life that has transformed you to the person you are today. What do you consider is your success mantra? What is it that really drives you?
Thank you, Nirvan. I think from my perspective, I have considered a few things, especially for success mantra. It's not just about the professional life, just you are creating the company. It's also about how you are balancing your life with your, mental fitness, with your physical fitness, with your, the relation fitness with your dears and dears. And I think that is also considered as a success, what I believe is that one. So from the business perspective, I believe in, finding the solution, especially in the problem areas, wherever the crisis is there, the opportunity is there. That is one of the principles. So wherever, I start the business, wherever I take the new journey, I always try to give back something solution which can change the life of the people, which can impact the life of the people. That is one of the most important things. And the next one is it has to be innovative things, so that nothing is repeating whatever people are doing. It has to be new one, and it has to create ample amount of opportunity, and it has to impact the day-to-day. How do I say it? Impact the life of the people, day-to-day life of the people. That's the core area which I'm focusing whenever and wherever I start anything new.
It's amazing, Aim. Whenever I'm listening to some of the most successful people, I think you've just hit the nail on the head. Having the right balance of time management, balance in your life, and being a problem solver. At the end of the day, I think what really differentiates a good and a great entrepreneur is being a problem solver with innovation, etc. It's amazing. And again, I think that entire trait of yours, also what people like to also hear is today, remittance, I remember because it was my first business, right? When I was 19 and a half, 20. Yeah. I remember in the year 2001, 2002, almost 90% of the money coming into the remittance was through hundi. Today, almost 100% is coming through proper channels like IME Remittance, etc. Year 2000 now, how did this idea of IME Remit come, which today, remittance in Nepal contributes to almost 28% of our GDP? How did this idea come to you? I'm really intrigued to hear about this.
So Nirvan, I was living in Japan back in 94. When I was 19 years old, I went to Japan to study. And there I saw that Nepalese people were having difficulties in sending money back home because of language problem and because of also the traditional banking system problem. So when I was working there as a bartender in restaurant, I was also good communicator, especially in the language. So I have realized that there was big opportunity, especially to serve to the community where they are having problem. I think that was my trigger point where I saw the big opportunity to transform the entire remittance system into the modernized way. So the IME inception was started from Japan back in 1994. So later on, we have started our business from Malaysia. Because of certain regulations, we could not start the business from Japan, but subsequently we have expanded our business to different countries. So what I have learned during my more than 25 years of journey in a remittance industry is that the requirement or the service delivery of the people that time was having big gap between the delivery and the expectation of the people. So that's how I have realized that there was a big opportunity, especially in the remittance business, and not only from one countries, but later on, Nepalese youth were going to different countries for foreign employment, and we have been able to identify that opportunity, and we were blessed to have the timing, I would say, and to expand the business to cater all the Nepalese wherever they were living. So that was the timing when we started the business. So looking at the current time, when I look at my almost like 25 years of journey, so we were able to identify the opportunity. We were able to identify the problem. We were able to invest into the technology. We were able to innovate something new, because those days sending money from Japan to let's say Nepal village area, would have been taking almost like more than a month. But if you look at the today's scenario, the money is reaching in almost like in a minute, right? So that was the innovation, that was the technology which made it possible. So we were lucky enough to have adopted that technology, and we were lucky enough to have the team which helped us to grow not only in terms of business, but mindset of especially bringing new technology into the business. I think that was the main turning point. The technology was the turning point, which could basically exploded and expanded the business throughout the country. I would say that one.
It's absolutely amazing. Aim, I this particular sector is so close to my heart. But let's say from my personal experience, right? I got in an international brand, but what you've done is you've created a brand from our own hometown, which is now gone overseas, and that's something to be tremendously proud by. And I still remember the time when I was just 19, 20. I used to go to central banks and try to educate them, try to tell them that how important is money remittance, and all the people who are working hard to be able to send their money. And there was such a huge bottleneck. So again, from your success mantra of identifying a problem, creating a solution for it, bringing in innovation to it, having the right set of people who sort of the vision matches to yours, and executing it with a larger vision. I think it's an amazing lesson to be learned for all of us, right? And that again shows how coming from a remittance idea today, being a pan player in the financial services ecosystem is something absolutely amazing. A lot of us today we talk about spirituality, right? And today I think your family, how you've sort of put Chandragiri as a destination on its own, for people to go and get on the spiritual side of it with the comfort of luxury, a high-end brand coming up on your own to it. It's amazing. And I think, one of the most important aspects today is that spirituality that new generation needs to have. What are your views on how important is spirituality in our generation?
I think I'm the true believer of spirituality. I myself follow the spiritual path as well. The Chandagiri idea was basically, emerged when I was living in Malaysia for quite some times, and I used to go to Genting Highland for any guest coming from Nepal to entertain them over there. When I saw that temple, the entire the hills, then I had a dream of creating something in Nepal, and subsequently that dream turned into reality. And the history and myth combination is very much integrated and inculcated into the Chandagiri path. And if you look at the spiritual aspect of the Chandagiri hills, we do have a myth about the, if you look at the Sustani's Bhartakabha, the wife of Sati Devi, the wife of Shiva. Shiva's body was basically demised in different parts, and one part was demised in Chandagiri hills. And more than that, the unification of the Nepal was also somewhere reflected in the Chandagiri. And from my perspective, whenever I go there, I used to do a lot of meditation. Even today, I'm not missed for a single day to meditate. And when I reached there, when I saw that hill station, when I was meditating over there, I think the thought process is changed after you go there. You see the mountain, you meditate from there because of the almost like 360 views of Himalayas and all. The spiritual path is basically required for for each and every humans, each and every people today, because the world is so busy. We are busy with a lot of distraction, gadgets, this and that. But if you don't switch off somewhere, then you may be lost in the real path. So I'm very much true believer of the spiritual path. The first time when I met Sri Sri Ravi Shankar ji about 20 years back, then I have started to follow his ideology, follow his path, and started doing meditation. And I'm not missing single day meditation. So every morning, no matter what, I will have to do my meditation at least for 30 minutes, and to start with the day for other works. That's my takeaway from the spiritual perspective.
You just got a smile on my face the minute you talked about my guru. It's had a profound impact in my life as well. They say that when the mind is still, the entire universe will surrender, right? And it's so amazing. I mean, now I can completely, I think, close down the the net that it's a holistic leadership that you've developed. My last question is, not many people know this, but at one point you were quite the tennis star, right? And I've seen this again, another trait of a lot of successful people, that somewhere or the other, while growing up or in parallel to whatever they're doing, they have a sense of winning, they have a sense of excelling, right? And you've won tournaments across, even in America, in tennis and all of that. A tennis star, an entrepreneur, someone who's into spiritual, sports teaches you a lot. What has tennis taught you? Winning in tennis taught you?
Yeah, I think what I have learned during my almost more than 25 years of tennis life, one thing I have learned from that is, nothing is impossible. That is number one. Number two is, when you are playing the game, winning and losing is part of the game. So you have to accept the defeat, or you have to accept the losing also. But you're gonna learn a lot. And tennis is a game. No matter how expert you are, you need to train yourself to go to the next level. Every day you have a new learning. Every day you have a new skills, right? So this is like continuous learning process and never giving up. And in tennis game, there is no such thing like winning or losing. So what I have understood is that there is only two things: whether you can win or you can learn. Nothing you can lose from the tennis. That's what I understand. And I have tried to implement into my professional and personal life as well. I think it has helped me a lot to understand more internally and to understand myself better.
Thank you so much, Aim. This is absolutely been amazing for me. Your perspective in life. I think how you're so clear on your principles in life, whether it's personal, whether it's business, the clarity you have towards your spiritual purpose, and the purpose from even a game where there's learning and from winning and losing. I've really enjoyed this podcast. I'm sure a lot of people who listen to this will learn as much as I have. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Nirvana, for having me into your podcast, and it was really amazing experience of sharing some of the thoughts over here. Thank you very much.